Hey, what's up? So we've entered turn number 5, I think, and although the game is getting close probably to its end, there's still a couple decisions that have to be made, and it's, anyone's game. So the turns are going by a little bit quicker, but it's still an exciting match. So what we had happen this turn was a consolidation of the Russian units. They decided to do 4 infantry, or the 3, whatever they could afford. And they put them all in Russia. They don't really have any choice in the matter anymore. There's no counterattacks possible. The Japanese are actually touching the border. They actually only own their capital in these 2, but they're kind of got a little bit bigger. The Germans have continued doing what they've been doing and produced more tanks inside Caucasus and started building up fighters inside of Germany. Probably, potentially, for a counterattack on Great Britain, aka Black Seal. So what we see is Germany going by, destroying any naval units inside the area, sailing up to the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom's turn was particularly interesting this turn, probably one of the most daring turns of the United Kingdom. Little was accomplished, but a lot of distortion around the map. So given that there is no more eastern presence, you would think that the western presence would be particularly strong inside of going to plan, particularly strong inside of Europe. However, they've been focusing almost exclusively on their, what was the name of that?
Terrorist base.
No, what's the name of that, that canal? Suez Canal.
Suez Canal. Which has now been lost.
Which is under some heavy fire, but that wasn't during their turn. They decided to build a battleship, which is interesting, and use their 2 carriers to transport units into whatever, and capture one of the Russian, and to liberate one of the Russian countries.
Russia's points are now moving up in the charts.
Russia's now to 12.
Now 12. Now we can actually afford 4 guys.
Germany has finally been able to get all of the units together into the Caucasus, but one thing they did do was send 3 or 4 tanks with fighter support to help out Japan inside their quest for the Suez Canal. I don't know where Jordan learned the canal's name.
It's on TV.
Alright, so
I'm now unable to build any sea units at the canal, though.
yeah.
Well, I can now. You moved your fleet somewhere.
Alright, so the next turn after the Britishes was the Japanese. And the Japanese, this is probably the highlight of the turn, and will be remembered as the moment that changed history. So the Japanese used their fleet of submarines, aircraft carriers, battleships, a bomber that was located here to attack the American fleet that was stationed
circling Japan.
That was circling Japan, basically. Overwhelming success. They managed to wipe out everything. I think or the Japanese only lost 4 or 5 submarines. Barely any IP points lost.
Destroying 4 fighters, I believe, 2 fighters, a sub, 2 battleships, a destroyer, an aircraft carrier.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Terrible defeat.
Yeah.
Now the American fleet is now reassembled to gain a surprising power of 3 battleships and 3 destroyers to counter the submarines.
They're once again consolidating for maybe a 3rd or 2nd time. If they just waited till now to attack, they probably would have won.
But there is 3 fighters and a bomber all prepared to go in again.
Well, the pressure, although is something, the Japanese has started focusing on the production of England and has already shunned or kicked out all units between them and Germany, leaving only Russia left. Just 1 Russian place left. The Russians, however, do have maybe 20 infantry, a fighter, and artillery. Next turn, we'll probably see Germany conquer Russia, or perhaps
Russia will mount an offense and take over China and save America, then see their demise.
Well, anything is possible.
Well, that's kind of my goal, kind of. But England still owns all of Africa. Let's not forget here. Overwhelming territory game.
So that's how you do it.